Culture has such an impact on people, as it has had on me. The culture that I identify the most with is Mexican American, and it has truly shaped my perspective as well as my values. I used to think that the way that I lived was the norm, but as I got older, I realized that each person has their own culture, and while some people's are similar to mine, mine was quite unique. My culture has specific values, and I am constantly reminded of, and I believe make me who I am. There are so many various aspects that make up my culture, and all of them are important and respected by my family and me. By far, the most important aspect of my culture is family, and this aspect has been permanently ingrained to me ever since I was a very small child, and it is something that I have preserved and continue to preserve. Close family relationships are valued over everything, and I am constantly reminded that I need to keep a close contact with all of my brothers and sisters, and most importantly, my parents. I love my family very much, and thankfully, we are extremely close. I know that if I ever run into any sort of trouble, my siblings are only a call away. I keep contact with all my siblings and tend to get several calls a day. I talk to them often and am guaranteed to see everyone at least once a week on Sundays. Every Sunday is spent in my mom's apartment eating homemade food, talking about how our weeks were spent, and possibly going through one of our many photo albums of family trips and special occasions. My mom's home-cooked meals are the absolute best food that I have ever had. She cooks very traditional Mexican dishes that most Mexican American families eat. Over the years, I have noticed that almost all of these dishes share many of the same ingredients, just prepared in different ways. Some of these dishes include enchiladas, which are my personal favorite, tostadas, tacos dorados, and sopes. These foods are my absolute favorite, and I never seem to tire of seeing them on the table. My parents and my grandparents always stressed to my siblings and me that our home is important and it should be respected and honored. My mother always kept a very clean and tidy house when I was growing up. As a teenager, when I went out with my friends right after school, she reminded me that I should have come home first because my home is important. Now, as an adult, I find myself looking forward to owning my own home and being able to raise my family there. I know that in my culture, a house is not simply a house. It is a representation of your life and your family. My parents kept a beautiful house, and I have so many beautiful memories from there. Like the time my siblings and I hid our youngest brother, who was a baby at the time, in a pile of stuffed animals for my parents to find. Or the time that we got a new dog and spent the entire day chasing it around the house, trying to get its collar on. I hope that my children will be able to make memories that are as amazing as mine. Another of my most treasured memories in the Mexican American culture is the Day of the Dead celebration. Every year we celebrate our ancestors and those we love that have passed from this world. My mother and my grandmother would spend all day preparing what to me looked like a feast. There would be mountains of food laid out on the dining room table, and my mother would explain to us children that the food, as well as the party, was in celebration of the people in our family who have died, such as my uncle and my grandmother. To honor specific people, they would cook those people's favorite meals. For my grandma we cooked tortas, and for my uncle it was empanadas. When all of the food had been cooked, our family members would begin to arrive, and then the party would begin. There would be the traditional skeleton face paint and the white candles to guide our ancestors. The party would last all night, and the food would be amazing. It was truly a celebration to be remembered. Overall, I have incredibly happy memories of my Mexican American culture and my family in general. I know that my culture is specifically unique to my family, and my family has definitely proven that they are unique. I do believe that my culture has shaped my perspective as well as my personality. I love all the values associated with my culture and what they represent to me and my family. I am very proud of my culture and heritage.